Untitled Twitch stream. John's the CEO and Boomer. Ashley's the real leader. Chris brings the vibes and juices as our enjoyment increases. Welcome to the Untitled Twitch stream.
Oh,
Hey,
how's it going?
it's going. I was right up to the minute for getting here for this show.
Cool.
So much panic. But I'm here.
Welcome. I'm glad you made it.
I made it.
Yeah.
Mostly it was my hair not behaving.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough.
It needs to be washed. I didn't have time.
I was just being lazy. I did nothing today. It's been great.
Oh dear.
Yeah, real good. Just had some leftover pizza, put some
Ooh.
podcasts on, dozed, awake, then asleep, then awake,
I
then
love
asleep.
that.
So
I
good.
love that so much.
Yeah. Just lazy. I've had a thing since I started bartending.
I forgot to put socks on. Oh my god, sorry.
Okay.
My feet are gonna get cold.
Go
As
put
soon as
socks
John
on.
gets here, I'm gonna go put socks on.
Go put socks on now. It's all right. But by then it'll be too late. Your feet are already be cold and the damage is done.
I cannot use dry shampoo. It doesn't agree with my skin, scalp, anything. It's not
just
good.
Another thing on the list. Another product.
I mean, I think a lot of
Ashley's
people
body
can't use
light.
dry shampoo.
No. I don't know anything about it. I've heard about it. It sounds like something they make soldiers use.
Yeah, it's sort of like you spray it into your hair, but it's kind of powdery, but like a spray. It's very chemically, bullshit.
Sounds right.
Yeah, so I find it makes my hair a lot greasier actually.
Okay.
So I don't like, that's not just a me thing. I think that's a lot of people don't use dry shampoo.
Well, yeah, I can't imagine that it's as good. Otherwise, we would have all done it.
Yeah,
that's one of those like it's like space food. You ever go to like a science museum and they're like, have space ice cream, and when you're a kid, you're excited and you're like, this is amazing. And then you eat it and you're like, garbage. Poor astronauts. This sucks.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, I cut across your story.
That's all right. You were shocked by your feet.
I was so shocked by my feet. My feet.
Really
well, this is
aback.
the thing.
Your whole body jumped.
I'm never not wearing socks unless I'm sitting beside a pool. I'm wearing socks.
Okay. Is that a childhood trauma thing? What?
No, that's a poor circulation thing.
Cool.
I just always have cold feet.
That sucks, man. Oh, I like the spelling of astronauts, like they're losers.
Yeah. Sorry, you were saying.
No, don't worry about it. I was just I Mondays are always my lazy day. I do nothing on Mondays. Have done since I started bartending, because my jobs always take place when everyone else is celebrating.
Yeah.
And they've got time off. So I was like, from an early age, I was like, all right, well, Mondays when everyone else is back at work, that's my day. I'm not doing shit. And it was great because once I got good at bartending, I got to make demands in my interviews because I knew I was getting the job. And so I would just be like, all right, here are my conditions. And one of them was always, I refuse to work Mondays. I don't care how short-staffed you are. I'm not coming in on Monday. That's my day.
Oh,
that was great.
Garfield of you.
Yeah, it was real good. Oh, but I didn't hate them. I loved Mondays. They were the best day of the week.
That's amazing.
My day off, and I used to walk past businesses and just sit outside and look at them.
Like, Monday is a nice day to have off. I generally used to like when I got a Monday off because I would do things like, I would do groceries, or I would go to the post office if that needed to happen, which it never does anymore. No. But things like that I would get done on Mondays.
Yeah, it's perfect. And it's nice because no one else can intrude. Everyone's busy. You can't skip Monday. You get fired for that shit.
Yeah.
Not me. Ha ha. That, and I refused to make coffee. It was before like the big coffee boom, but I flat out refused. I wouldn't make it for anybody. These were my demands. Buddy.
Hi guys, how are you? I'm going to say this right now. Ontario, California. Really good at a traffic snarl. I've never been stuck in such frustrating traffic in my entire. I was literally I could see the off ramp I wanted to get at and the Starbucks I wanted to get a little treat at before the show started for so long, and all I needed was one car to move. I just needed him to edge up a bit, and I could thread the needle, just this, and I was just like, just do it, just do it, just do it. And then
no.
And then I get here, and I was like, I've got 7 minutes before the show starts. Time for a Starbucks treat. I get in line, and I'm at the window, and they just go 1 second, and then a line forms behind me. I'm now trapped, and now I'm just like, and then I waited so long, and I kept being like, hello, and then, 1 second, sir, 1 second, and I was like, hello, and then finally, this is what I got. What? And I was like,
nice,
wait,
nice.
Oh dear.
I'm currently at a Costco by an airport. This is where battered women die.
Cool.
Yeah, I feel like there's so many serial killed bodies near me. There's so many just long grass behind a fence.
See, I disagree because I'm looking at a map. I looked up Ontario, California because I don't know where it is. And here's the thing, John. Here's what I found. Not only are you close to Rancho Cucamonga, the most fun name in the whole world.
I've not only am I close to Rancho Cucamonga, I've been to Rancho Cucamonga more than once, and I'm so sorry to disappoint everyone. It lets you, that name, not indicative of the fun that could be had in Rancho Cucamonga.
That's so disappointing.
It's aspirational. One day, Rancho Cucamonga will be the most fun in the world.
Rancho Cucamonga and Irvine, California, only two places I've seen actual QAnon flags in the wild. Like everything else I've seen in the internet, there you see them. Oh, you believe
really putting the cuckoo in Rancho Cucamonga.
Someone suck Betts' dick. Someone go to wherever he is and suck his dick. He deserves a dick sucking for that. And then head over to Ashley's house, eat her out. You better be a bisexual. I only allowed award fellatio to be doled out to the fellow co-hosts if you are pan or bisexual. Why is that, Ashley?
For equality or something?
That's right. That is for equality.
Or something.
Yeah, or something.
But more importantly, John, you are near San Dimas, who's famously their high school football rules, John.
Okay, you're going to talk about football? I'm going to go get my sock.
San Dimas High School football rules. Little does she know this is also a movie reference.
No, isn't it? I thought it was from. This is from Billy Madison.
Nope.
Oh, then I don't know, but because I thought, I thought he was saying high school football team rules, and then everyone cheer. I can't remember the name of the team that he says, but it's very funny.
It's Bill and Ted, bud. San Dimas High School football rules. It's the guy that gives the presentation before they do, and he's the jock and runs out of words. Here's
a weird thing about me. I've only ever seen Bogus multiple times to commit it to memory. Never watched Big Adventure until my adulthood. And here's the thing I realized.
Excellent Adventure.
The first one is Excellent Adventure. Second one is Bogus Adventure.
Bogus. Yeah.
Excellent Adventure is really fucking good.
Yeah.
Bogus, much better for children. Also, Bogus is also a nightmare for children at the same time.
Yeah, because they fully get murdered by their own clones.
There's
a lot going on.
They beat God.
Yeah.
To come back from the dead. And then the sequel
they lie to God. They beat death and they lie to God.
That's right. They beat God, death and lie to God, and then the sequel is it didn't work out that well. And I'm like, no. Here's the problem: is we're remaking things with '90s hopefulness, coming at it with millennial reality, and it's like, can you not ruin everything, everyone? Ashley, how are your socks?
They're warm. I forgot to tell a story on the stream yesterday, which is that I walked into a bollard on my way home from where I was.
What was his first name?
Mike Ballard, host of the Mike Ballard Show.
Oh, Ashley, I will pay your rent for a year. And this is actually a risk because we may have explained who Mike Ballard is.
No, we've never mentioned him.
There is a Canadian talk show host named Mike Bullard. Who has been canceled? What was he?
I didn't know he was canceled.
Well, he's Canadian canceled, which is everyone was like, there's a lot of newspaper articles, and everyone's like, you should stop working. Yeah, this guy. What
There he
was
is.
this guy canceled for?
This guy was cancelled for.
No, it's right there. It's right there. Oh no, it's
No, it
perfect.
just says face
Toronto
charges
media
of.
facing charges of. Oh, this is very good.
Oh,
That's funny. Phil, Canada security guard, Mike Bullard.
I want to say he's been cancelled. I don't. Is he like not paid his taxes or something? Like something really mundane.
I'm not mad at that. Let's find out. Oh, it just took me to a bigger picture.
Would you like to know what it is? I can tell you.
Go on.
Stockton harassed his ex-girlfriend.
Oh, criminal
I really wanted
harassment.
it to not be creepy for once.
Friend of mine opened for him
Creepiest
right when the
one.
charges were laid. His entire act was talking about how a cameraman he knew did it. It's his cameraman.
no.
He apparently kept saying, and I was like, "You can't just blame it on a cameraman, dude." Like,
Christ.
all will
Yeah.
become clear when I can track down that cameraman. What are you doing?
He was Canada's only late night host, and I don't know a single person that watched that show. It was on for years. I don't know,
I know.
anybody that watched it.
I know most of the writing staff. I know so many people that appeared on it. No one says a nice thing about that guy, except for one guy. The only guy I know who really liked Mike Bullard was a guy that if you were not careful, if you did not specifically tell him, "Do not eat my food," he would eat your food.
What an odd thing to do.
but if you're real clear about it, that he was like, you know what, fair enough.
No, he was a real dick about it. Well, you don't want to share?
Okay, cool.
His name is Lawrence Morgenstern, and he was very nice to me, but such a weird guy. I once drove through the night back from Ottawa to Toronto with him, which is about a 4.5, 5-hour drive, Ashley. It took 6 hours because him and the other driver, a frequent mentioned Canadian comedian on this show, that Canadian guy, Glenn Foster,
Yeah.
he made Glenn Foster stop at every Tim Hortons to see what the selection of bagels they had.
As a
And if you're
bit?
at-
Insane.
Please tell me it was a
Why?
bit.
No, he wanted to eat all the different flavors of bagels because they were new bagel flavors.
That's a shame, because there's a bit that's very funny in how childishly it delays everything. That's very.
why-
Guys, we got to stop at this Tim Hortons to check out their bagels.
What if he was actually trolling, though? He just made it seem really serious. That would be funny.
This is very funny. Yes, Meatballs only took John 6 minutes to start airing old grievances. Good performance. I weirdly don't have a grudge against Lawrence. He was super cool to me. He just loves Mike Bullard and is a bit of an odd guy. And on that car trip, saved me from Glenn Foster. Literally wanted to pull over on the off the highway and was like, "I'll just leave you here." And Lawrence was like, "It's 5 a.m. and we're not even in the city. You have to drop him off." And he was like, "He'll take a cab." And he's like, "You can't charge him gas money if he's taking a cab."
Yeah.
And he was like, "What?" He's like, "You give him his gas money back. That's his cab money." And then Lawrence was like, and then they were like arguing about it. I was like half asleep in the back, and he was like, "I'm driving, Glenn." When they stopped at yet another Tim Hortons, for the record, Lawrence took over the ride. Then, just when we got into Toronto, just got off the highway, was like, "John, get out here." Handed me back the gas money I'd given them. Was like, "There's your gas money." He's like, "I'll help you get your bags." As we're getting out, he was like, "The subway's right there and just opened. Just get on it and take Glenn's money." And I was like, "I'm gonna do that." And he's like, "That's what I would do." So
What?
rude.
Why did he want to kick you out of the car? No one ever
'Cause
is
he-
ever just casually kicked out of a car on the highway.
'Cause he felt the
What have you
highway-
done to this man.
I hadn't done anything. He was in my house. So Toronto is built between two highways, and the city is in between those two highways.
Oh.
We were on the top highway, and how every other normal person would do, especially at 5 o'clock in the morning, is you get off this top highway, you drive 10 minutes, drop me off, and you just drive another 10 minutes, get back on the highway that goes to where they were both going. They lived in a town just outside of Toronto where both highways meet and become one. They literally lived there, so it was not out of the way. It was just mentally out of the way. It was that thing of like, I have to slow my pace and then speed up my pace. Absolutely not.
Isn't it so like damning of our industry that when someone actually drives you to your door on a ride home, they are an angel sent from
Yeah.
heaven?
Yeah.
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 That like
Yeah.
I have been dropped off in some fucking weird neighborhoods where people went, "This is fine, right? there's a tube there. It opens in an hour. I don't see anyone openly holding knives. See ya. It's like, cool.
I've had people just flat out refuse to give me a lift, even if it's just not even very far out of their way. And
hang on. Clarify. Just clarify.
Are these people that you named in tweets? Is this regarding something else?
Wait, but look at me. Are we saying they're going, I'm leaving this location and I'm driving to an undetermined location? You went, hey, can you do me a favor and just drop me off on the way? And they went, no, which is already crazy. Why wouldn't you just drop it off on the way? Or 2, does anyone need a ride? I do. I repeat my question because no one's acknowledged it. Does anyone need a ride? Like, what are we talking here? Or are we talking?
No, it'd be the first one.
That's wild. I can't.
You know who it was too, and he was such a dick about it.
You can't use the private chat.
I can't
you have to now just tell us.
No, I don't.
You have to say it. You have to say it.
I definitely can't. I can't.
Oh, as in, give us. Can we play 20 questions?
Oh
No.
Yes, can we play?
20 questions.
No.
Okay, question 1: Have they been on the stream? Yes. Okay. So narrow.
I'm not going there.
Spill it. Such country. Also,
to
this
be
is just
clear,
really good.
I love this
To the
person.
door every time because I was brought up, not dragged up.
Nice
Well
one,
done.
Paul. We
Well
love
done.
you, buddy.
That's
right, Ashley.
I
don't
love
forget
this
our
person
motto,
now, but it was just
always
like
be doxing. Always.
I know who it is.
Sometimes.
I know who it is. I know who it is. I know who it is. I know exactly who it is. I've done the math in my head. I know who it is.
I think I know who it is. I have
Yeah.
a strong feeling.
If we say it out loud and guess it on the stream, will you tell us?
Yes.
I'm going to clarify that it's not as dickish as I made it sound. Well,
All right.
actually, it is. I'm just trying to preface it because
I mean, especially 'cause I'm
really
about to
like
say-
this person.
I think this person is a great person. We've all made mistakes.
Yeah,
And when
we've all been dicks at
we
times.
raid Fox Comedy later on, we can make him pay for his crimes.
It's not Fox Comedy.
Damn it! Oh, that was so my guess. Okay, go ahead, Chris.
I think that though she lives a secluded life, she's used to her own space, so she doesn't give rides, and it's Mari Lane.
Oh
No.
Okay, all my guesses are gone.
See, you've guessed 2 people that don't drive.
Ah, shit! Fuck.
Mari Lane used to drive. That's how she ran into that lighthouse.
What are you talking about? She drove into a lighthouse.
On Shetland, not when they were in Scotland and in doing gigs in Scotland.
Oh, I couldn't have known that though. I had no
The
idea.
way
fair
you
enough.
phrased it, it made it seem like she doesn't drive. She doesn't know how to drive, as opposed to what we should have all been aware of, which was she has some sort of weird Shetland rule where she only drives in Shetland.
No,
but
it's
when she's
like you don't always afford a car in a city, you know?
Yeah, like that's why I let my driver's license lapse like a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
Mary Elaine strikes me as one of those people, and this is a very certain type of person.
Actually,
that
I think she did have a car in Glasgow.
See,
but
I fucking knew it. I knew
yeah.
that Mary Elaine is one of those people where you just are like, you have a car? And then you see it and you're
Yeah.
like, yeah, that's right. You got someone gave this to you to get rid of it because it was haunted, and you're like, the ghost makes me happy. And I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Mary Elaine truly, I think, is proof that evolution might be bullshit because her level of whimsy should have been destroyed by just the harsh realities of life. But she's just sort of like, might have been a fairy, might have been a twinkle in the star of the moon god that rules the ocean. And just like her, I would pay money to watch her send back a salad at a restaurant because I just assume it would be madness. I think the cherry tomatoes are disappointed in the lettuce. I'd like a different salad, please. Like, I don't even know what it would be like.
You guys, it's Blue Monday. It's the saddest day of the year, so I just want to share some happy news with you. T-Pain demands strip clubs turn all TVs to Cartoon Network when he enters.
God. I've said this before and I'll say this again. All other celebrities, look to hip hop if you want to know how to act.
That is excellent.
That's right.
That
Earl.
is
That's king shit.
diva-ish. That's diva-ish behavior. But I'm just like, I mean, why do you want to watch Rick and Morty at a strip club? Also, this goes to the point that I've made many times, is I wish I liked anything as much as black men like strip clubs. I wish I liked anything. Like, they just appreciate them. They like them. They're willing to customize.
They feel safe.
They feel so safe. I do not feel safe in a strip club at all.
Yeah. Way to go, T-Pain. You're a hero.
this is nothing to do with anything we've been talking about, but I kind of flirted with somebody today.
Was it T-Pain?
Was it T-Pain?
It wasn't T-Pain.
But
It's
like,
really
oh,
odd because I'm doing a little bit of work at the moment where I'm outside all day, and so I am so wrapped up because it's fucking freezing in Glasgow at the moment, right?
Really?
So it's so cold. But if you're outside for 11 hours at a time, it's just really fucking cold.
I have my
So
windows
I'm
open
wearing.
at night because it's really fine here. I just wanted to
fuck you.
Actually, I had to get out of bed around 6:45 and open the window a bit more because the breeze was so sweet.
Oh, it's only 3 degrees. What are you talking about?
Oh, go fuck yourself, 3
Shut
degrees.
up,
You talk to
Ashley.
me
3
when
degrees.
it's below
It's cold when you're standing outside all day.
freezing. I have a couple of you unfortunately have stepped into the wrong room because you're dealing with 2 Canadians, and this is the only area where Canadians can declare supremacy. It's like Irish people with being weird.
It's
and
snow supremacy, but it's not white supremacy. It's a different kind of white.
That's
Different.
right.
Yeah.
Also,
It's
we are
very
really
different.
working on a different slogan than different type of white because that does not make it look like it's less about white supremacy.
No.
How many layers were you wearing on your legs?
I was only wearing one layer on my legs.
Madam?
So
Big mistake.
What are you doing?
okay.
It is
cold.
time. Do you have Amazon? Send me your address. I will send you a pair of Thermi Long Johns, which, by the way, strap in for better life moving forward.
I really want that so much.
Of course
now.
you do. Now you
They're real good.
it's like a monkey is hugging each of your individual legs and going, "Be warm." Yeah, and you're like, "Why is this monkey talking?"
This is that shit.
I
This is
definitely
that
want
shit.
that.
Yeah.
60 centimeters of snow in Ontario and Quebec today. 60
And do you want to know what? My mom
centimeters. 2
mom
feet.
is in that snow.
2
That
feet.
is in that snow, and I know that she's fine because you know what? It's not freezing rain. And the only thing that makes Canadians vaguely concerned about winter weather, when it's freezing rain, shut the country down. 60 centimeters in one day. Oh, I didn't realize that you were trying to make us happy.
Yeah. To be fair, freezing rain is a bitch. It's the Shia LaBeouf of weather.
Yeah, it's rain? Yeah. You know how it makes it slippy? And you're like, yeah, that is annoying. Well, imagine if it was ice and you're like, wait, what? And it's like, it looks like rain. So you're like, oh, it's a bit depressing. But now everything is coated in a thick, frozen layer of ice.
Yeah, you gonna die. Don't drive.
I have experienced freezing rain. It's not great, but it's okay. It's not that cold, but it is cold if you're standing outside all day.
And you didn't properly prepare by talking to your 2 Canadian friends who would have told you you're going to need some thermies.
I didn't not properly prepare. I was okay, but what I mean is I was all covered up. I was wearing my snow boots, like,
Did you have 2 pairs of socks, 1 wool, and 1 for a little treat to change in the middle of the day? Keep the tootsies fresh. Chris, am I wrong? And that's a great strategy if you're outside all day in cold weather?
You're going to be all sweaty.
I'm going to do that for the rest of the week, maybe.
The other thing is this is where the hoodie is you want to bring a second hood. So you bring all zip to start the day. So it's easier in and out as weather changes. But then it's going to drop, obviously, when the sun goes down completely. And that's when you want to bring out a big, nice, loose hoodie. Like, literally, if you walk into Primark and buy their cheapest hoodie is perfect for this purposes. And it's big, and you toss that on top of all your layers on top. And then that's an extra, like, heat sealing in. You know what I mean? Because you already got the heat. It's a bit too cold. Something on top of everything. It's like it rejuvenates all the layers heat purposes.
So, I mean, I was wearing this and a polo neck underneath, and
no,
is it wick away? Is it wick away?
Does it wick that water away?
Does it wick your sweat away?
I really dislike you guys right now. This is. I've been annoyed by a lot of our conversations, but this is the first time I've actively thought, "Will you shut up?"
I know.
Answer the wick question.
It is.
The wicking.
Actually, I can tell you why. Is no one enjoys advice about how to be prepared against the elements afterwards.
I grew up in rural Ireland, the wild Atlantic way. I can fucking dress myself, thank you.
But you were cold
for the wind and the rain and the horrible weather.
This did start with Ashley said I was really cold, and then I remember you saying, and I would love some advice from both of you because nothing was
I said
wicking
nothing
off
of the
of me.
sort.
Yeah.
I
Pipe
remember you saying
the
the word.
fuck
You said,
down.
please, Canadians, help me. Should my shirts wick things?
Yeah,
Should they
yeah.
wick?
Wait, I remember the show started, and you just went, "What does the word wicking mean? I need something that wicks."
This is a picture of John and I as children.
What's weird is I'm the tree.
That's how prepared we
Yeah,
were
that's right.
for
Yeah.
snow.
Chris is is Rudolph because he was drinking, hence the red nose. I mean, there is no representation of Santa where he doesn't look alarming, is there? Like, there's no. When you really break it down, it's like
He's so lovable.
I
You just
disagree
want to hold
entirely.
him.
There's something about I don't know. I now know someone who is a mall Santa, and it's just changed who Santa is for me forever. That person,
So-
by the way, a Canadian stand-up comedian Richard Lett. Go ahead.
I just heard this in Peach's voice. Wick the sweat away. Wick the sweat away. Wick the sweat away.
Oh god.
Imagine
What
not
I'm
liking
wearing
Santa.
and how cold it is has nothing to do with the ultimate story of me flirting with somebody.
A very different type of heat. That
Did this
Actually-
person
Very
see you
different
walk
type
into
of
a
heat.
bollard?
No. But
I have a weird
somebody else saw me walk into a bar.
is the person you flirted with was any item of clothing you wearing is it capable of wicking anything away? I'm so sorry. I just really liked that bit.
So Ashley, you were flirting with
Sorry,
someone
actually,
today,
you were flirting.
and you walked into a bollard.
I walked into a bollard yesterday, but today I was flirting. But we're outside. My point about the fact that it's relatively cold out is that I'm wearing clothes all over. So, but I also, because of COVID, I'm double masked.
Oh,
Right? And so, but I also have a big hat on. So the only thing this person can see of me for the whole day is my eyes. And
Did you tart
admittedly, I also.
Smoky angles? Did you do the whole
I
thing?
had no makeup on. I had nothing on my eyes.
Oh.
au naturel. Well played.
Au naturel. And even like they didn't even look as nice as they do now. I put a tiny little bit of eyeliner on before the show because
Earl
my hair
Grey's
doesn't look
flirting.
good. So he could just see my eyes. Admittedly, he could also see my ass because the pants that I had on are relatively tight. So anyway.
Chris, we were wrong to give her any type of advice on layering because she knows how to dress so she's hot.
Oh,
I'll leave. I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna go.
I think you
I'm gonna
should go.
I'm gonna go drive this
Um,
car into the ocean. All right.
So all he can see is my eyes and my arse. But I don't know. I
Guys,
started
don't forget
talking to him, and
Forget to
now
put the
he,
titles in the in the.
Oh
in the
yes,
Discord.
arse flirting. Camers B coming in. Oh yeah. I mean,
So you got your
Actually,
eyes,
I
your
have a
ass. Who started it?
can I just have a?
Oh, sorry.
I just have a question. Glasses on, glasses off.
glasses on, glasses
Oh,
on.
interesting.
That's
So he
remarkable.
can see my guys, but they are behind glass.
Mm.
Mm.
So were you
So
guys
yeah, I'm
rooming
very
together?
kind of covered up.
Was he like your shift buddy?
No, he's doing something else. He's in a different role, but we were kind of passing a lot. He was positioned near me and stuff. So yeah,
What could you see of him? Describe his body.
I could see all of him. So
Oh, what was he doing?
he didn't have to wear a mask for parts.
Okay.
Oh. Is anyone else picturing a real fucking hot guy? I'm picturing
Yeah.
a real
He's
hot guy.
really hot.
I don't
He's
want to
he's
interrupt,
really
but-
hot.
but this is about to leave. There was a guy for the entire time I've been on air. There was a guy with a violin trying to get a violin in a violin case to fit on his motorcycle, and he finally just got fed up, put the violin on his back, and motorcycled away. And I couldn't show it to you because his license plate was in the way, and I felt that was wrong in doxing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
but truly worth my entire life has been leading to this day because I've never. Who owns a violin and a motorcycle and thinks I'll transport both of those things at the same? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Fascinating. Also, the reason why I bring that guy up is actually I feel like you do very well dating a guy who's got a motorcycle and a violin. I think that is
really attracted to that idea. Like as soon as you said that, I was like, he owns a violin and a motorcycle. Oh my god.
Yeah, he's reckless, but he knows how to finger.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's got real like who's the love interest in the first Ghostbusters? Is it Sigourney Weaver?
It is Sigourney Weaver.
It's got real Sigourney Weaver and Ghostbusters vibes. You know, just a badass classical musician.
Can I say that the relationship depiction of Sigourney Weaver and Bill Murray in Ghostbusters 1 to Ghostbusters 2 is one of the most accurate representation of adult relationships ever, which is like, well, why'd they break up? It's like, well, wasn't that great of a boyfriend and she didn't like it, so they just moved on, but they don't hate each other. And it was just like, that's the only time where it's like, why'd they break up? And it was like, well, he's kind of a dick. You didn't see the first movie, right? And you're like, yeah, that'd be annoying to date. Okay.
Yeah, he is the kind of dick that's very charming at first. And then is a lot.
Speaking of that, so was he naked?
No, he wasn't naked. He was wearing clothes, but he didn't have to wear a mask at certain points. So I could see his face, basically. And
walk us through his face.
Oh, it's really nice.
What part of his face do you want to cut off as a trophy?
And where would you hang it?
Great.
That's horrific.
Great answer to that question. That's what we were looking for.
I'm more like, I gave you that answer, but I had a real answer. But I'm not saying it.
Oh no, you have to say
over a globe. You're the world to me.
I'm gonna say ear inside of a cupboard door. So you're like in reaching a cup, you pull back. Oh yeah, that's fun. Close the cupboard.
That's weirder to me. Hanging it up like it's garlic. I don't like that.
I don't like that.
I don't like that. Either pride of placement.
You've ruined it now. I don't want to do the thing I thought I wanted to do.
Thank you, Earl. I am in serial killer country. I have to adapt. Yeah, no wonder I am in serial killer country. There's a guy with a motorcycle and a violin. That's a serial killer move. I need to attract as many different types of women to me as possible. I'm taking both sides. Go ahead.
This is unrelated, but a friend of mine put up a photo of himself recently. It was like he got a picture taken with his partner. He put up a picture. He's like, there were so many others where I didn't look like a serial killer, but this is the one she chose. And I just said to him, you're a straight white man. Statistically, you will always look like a serial killer.
Oh, that's a really good joke. Yeah. Write that down and just do that on stage. That's such a funny.
Is it a good line?
That's one of those lines where know what that line is, and I am keenly aware of them because I fucking drives me crazy. Is that was right there for all of us. That's such a obvious good joke. Oh my god, that's so funny.
Okay, I'm gonna write that down. No, I don't need to write it down. I can remember it.
Someone banned King Geo from the chat for writing 45 centimeters of snow. What? I don't like the 45. He did that on purpose to show that he's able to shovel more snow than either of us. You could have used inches. You could have, write it down, David Hoare.
Write it down.
Yeah, well, always write it down.
The reason I say always I remember it is because I sent it in a message, so it's not like just in my head.
Okay. I've forgotten all of the best jokes I've ever written. Everything that you're dealing with is my
every time you say I don't need to write it down, I'll remember it. You forget it. But the only reason I think this time it's fine is because I sent it as a message. Sorry.
I made a New Year's resolution in 2022 to write for 20 minutes a day, and when I think of something funny, I just write it down. I've already filled one notebook, and I haven't filled. It usually takes me about a year to fill 70 pages. I filled one in a week because it's interesting. If you're a comedian for a long time, as all three of us have been comedians for a long time, you actually know how you are writing all the time because you're noticing things and digesting it. The trick is you have to write it down, and apparently for 16 years, I've been dropping gold.
Yeah, buddy, I'm telling you, all of my best ideas, and that's why they were lost. Is because I was like, this is so good that I will never forget this.
Last night, I was about to. I was about to reveal a bunch of things that we keep off chat, so that's why I'm stammering. Basically, what happened was this: I was about to go to sleep. and I thought, time for some weed. And I was outside. It was great. Audiobook going, reading about fucking Glenn Greenwald's insanity.
That
It's
guy
wonderful.
really lost it. Man.
Boy, I gotta tell you, of all the people to really be like, I don't think he's lost it. We're not going to talk about this because we have to wait for Ashley not to be here because Ashley will literally commit suicide on stream out of boredom because of how minutia we will go. Like you will literally, we will be so engrossed.
This can be an episode when I'm missing the show the rest of this week, so you can talk about it then.
We will, and a thing coalesced in my whole brain that I will talk about a little. I want Ashley to finish her story of flirting because I want to talk about something that I did yesterday after. And it coalesced, and I just figured out a joke I've been wanting to write for years in that 1 second, and I just went, "Oh, I'll remember that. I can't believe I've solved it." And my own voice in my head went, "Go get your pen now, asshole!" And I got up, I wrote it down, and then a cat moved, and I forgot everything I'd ever thought of because I was super stoned. And I was like, "What was that joke?" And I was like, "Shit." And then I went, yes! Always write it down. Please tell me you wrote it down. Welcome, Flowing Mullet. Welcome aboard.
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah, so anyway, I feel like my game was strong today because I didn't look amazing. And he still asked me for my Instagram handle and is now following me.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm going to find out what this lady looks like come hell or high water.
Maybe, yeah.
Are you really gearing your Instagram towards the fact he's now watching? Like your first 3 videos are just you talking about how you're like, it's so weird. I just want to get dis puss filled, and no one wants to fill dis puss.
My slight concern is that he might be a bit young for me.
Oh, you're in, madam.
Also, you're 28.
You're 20. You're 28.
I'm 28.
Yeah,
then
you're fine. Doesn't matter.
As long
he's
as
probably fine.
As long as he's not 15. Like as long as he's 20.
No, he's definitely over 20.
Lucky him.
He just mentioned he's a student still, but he also he's studying something that he could have gone back to do, so I'm not really sure. But I think he is kind of young. But he's tall and he's very attractive, and he's.
I mean, that
is
noise.
It John Hamm? Were you flirting with John Hamm?
Is this John Hamm?
Did John Hamm go back to school? Good for John Hamm.
Hey, wait a minute. Is it John Hamm's son, Junior Hamm?
That's enough of
Thank
that.
you. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, there we go.
I was a student not that long ago, but it was the way he said it. I was like, oh, you're doing your undergrad, I think.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know, he was very tall and he carried himself.
Let him do his under you grad.
Yeah. He was very tall and everything, so I'm not, well, you can be tall and young, but he seemed mature, but I just got a sense that maybe he is younger than I thought he was.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's beautiful.
Boomstickery coming in. Ashley, you may have to do this because of COVID. You're helping this boy out. Imagine 2 years of uni being COVID uni, no drinking in the quad.
We might not have GSA if that was the case for me.
No GSA? Just SA?
Yeah.
You still would definitely been part of the program. But
as in, when I first went to uni, I didn't have sex until I went to university. I was 19 when I lost my virginity.
Madam, you are a
and so you were taking them 2 at a time.
You're making up for lost time.
I really hit the ground running.
Yeah.
Madam, I think you hit the ground and fucked the ground. Jesus,
you're like a little kid running upstairs.
Yeah,
I can make it.
I lost my virginity and had my first threesome within 3 months.
Wow. Write it down.
Yeah. You're like the Babe Ruth of fucking. Like, you're just a natural. You're the Dustin Rhodes of fucking.
Just took to it,
Hercules,
you know?
0 to hero in just 3 months.
You're the Hercules of sex. Which ironically used to be Zeus.
We're getting excellent advice from Shona Bear here. Shona says, I dated a tall younger man once, and now we're getting divorced.
Oh, fuck. Sorry.
Go
Shona.
for it. She says go for it. Absolutely worth it.
I have to tell you, that is, oh man, Shona, I'm so sorry to hear you're getting divorced. As someone who's also going through divorce, like, it's annoying. Don't be
It has
sorry. I'm getting
empathy.
so much cock. Shona Bear. We respect you, one of us. We respect you, one of us.
Oh, that's
Tricky,
great.
Troggy, one of us.
Excellent.
So currently seeing a slightly younger man, not yet divorced.
Hey, nice one.
Coming in from David Horn, this is very funny. So much cock, she's leaving it in front of the telly.
I swear I thought I dreamed that.
That's so funny.
That came into my head earlier and I was like, was that a dream part?
No, that was all too real, and I'll say this from experience. Explain to someone who didn't see it really lacks the charm and fun of the whole thing. Because the only way to start is so someone I don't know has a sex toy. Wait, what are you already talking about?
For anyone that missed it yesterday, bam, there you go.
Yeah, very good.
Live from Shona's house.
Yeah. Also,
The only way that could be better is if your tongue was out just a little bit.
I know. Fun show admin, by the way. I typed in, those AI art generators? There's also AI like image generators. I typed in thank you for the follow and subscription into them, and then added them as overlays. If you would like to see what comes up for thank you for the follow and thank you for the subscription.
Well, we're gonna wait for a sub. It's like we didn't show the raid video until we got a raid.
I completely agree. So for the follower, it's his AI generated followers and then AI generated image for subs. Those were the two images that came up.
So. Kirsten. Sneaky, but I'll allow it.
Wow. That's for the follower. That's what followers can
that?
I hate that.
I think it's a ferret and a bear, and they got melted together.
Oh, I hate that. Sort of got an owl face too. There's a bit of like a snowy owl in there.
Yeah.
Absolutely
like
disgusting.
It. Isn't it really
that's
alarming?
Not gonna last. That's not gonna
I know,
last.
but it's so alarming. It also, I also did it because I was like, if we don't like this will make us get something to put up for when people follow. So that's good. The picture.
Well, we'll be able to do it.
I completely agree. But guys,
we're gonna shift over to that new platform, hopefully.
Yeah.
So, and we can do a bunch of fun stuff in there.
I've just gotten really cold out of nowhere, so I'm just gonna quickly grab a cardigan.
Does it wick?
Are you wearing it? Does it wick? Does the cardigan rip? I mean, she did that to her fucking self. I'm sorry. I by the way, I was like, yeah, madam, what are you doing? Like in my head, she's like, I'm feeling a bit cold. I'm like, make something up. We're immediately asking if it wicks.
The look, you didn't even see it. As soon as she came off screen, just middle finger right to the camera. Just
yeah, fair.
She did not appreciate that callback. If looks could kill,
You're just telling everyone that I did this when I walked away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I'm still so jealous of your fucking sick ass cardigan. It's so fucking cool.
I love it so much. So
yesterday was the anniversary of my.
Yes.
Oh. I'm sorry. A bunch of stuff happened. Do you have more to the flirting? It just cut out for a second. I don't want to.
No. I was going to say, what was your thing you were going to say?
I have a couple questions about Ashley's flirting.
Oh, okay.
Let's finish up the flirting thing because I'm because you're going to be darting out for a couple of days, but can you update us remotely?
I definitely can.
Also known as
I'll probably be able to listen in a bit. I'll be able to listen in a bit and join the chat probably.
Nice.
Because what I'm going to do involves a lot of standing around and bullshit. So
that's good. See, you're learning from Chris and I. That's how you approach a day job. Whose responsibility is this? Well, I think you'll find I've done literally the least amount I can do without getting fired. And so that is not my responsibility. I'm very angry about that. I understand. Moving on.
Oh, I didn't get the first ever bar job that I've applied for. It's the first time I didn't get one. They turned me down. I got the email yesterday. Yeah.
What?
They want somebody they can walk over.
That's plausible. She did mention like, oh, you won a bunch of awards. We're worried about ego on the bar, and I was like, I can't
they
do
just
anything
don't.
about
They
how
don't
dope
want
I am,
somebody.
madam.
Yeah, you're overqualified for what they're looking for.
Did you hear back from the bowling alley?
No, I emailed them today though to be like, am I still in the running or what?
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Okay, flirting. You gave him your Instagram handle. Did you get his? Well,
he followed me, so I just followed back.
And how deep in John's gone? John
is gone.
There we go. Did he like any of your pictures?
Take me off and I'll come back.
Gotcha. Did he like any of your pictures? Did he get involved?
No, he didn't. But I think, I'm not sure about this, but I think, because I went in to follow him within a couple of hours of the conversation. Because like I say, he's standing around a lot at the moment. And when I first went in to follow him, he had a story up.
Mm-hmm.
And when I went back in to like have a bit more of a scope later on, it was gone. And I don't think it had been 24 hours.
Oh, so you think he took it down because he didn't want you to see it?
I'm not sure. That could be bullshit and I could be making it up. But I was just a bit like, did he take it down? You know?
Yeah, I'd want a bit more proof on that. That feels like...
Yeah.
I'm
not sure. It was just like a little bit of a...
Confidence.
Did that happen?
I love the confidence involved in that thought.
I know.
So what happens now? Do you DM each other? Because this is like all I've ever known.
I don't know.
Up in bars. That's all I've ever known.
I'm not sure. I'm not confident in it because he sort of was using the fact, because I mentioned that I'm a comic because it finds its way into conversations a lot.
I've flat out
and the environment. What?
I don't tell anyone anymore.
I pick and choose who I tell.
No.
The environment that I'm in at the moment, doing a bit of work, is sort of, there's going to be a lot of people in the same industry in a way, so you're just, it's
doing
not
sex
the
work,
same.
by the way, guys. That's what it is. That's where all Canadians end up, is just foot fetish websites. 11 hours a day outside.
Yeah. So I'm sort of like, yeah, whatever. But yeah, so I'm not sure if he kind of used that as the way into following me or not. So I'm a little bit like, it might just be that. But I don't know.
Boomsticker wondering, have you posted one since he followed? I
haven't posted anything since. No, I don't post that much is the thing.
I don't understand this. How do you, he's so far away. He's he's through the tubes. The internet's just a series of tubes.
I know.
And you're contacting him through tubes. And not even officially sanctioned tubes like Tinder.
Yeah. And John's really not. John is struggling to get back into us.
Yeah, he's showed up a couple times, but it wasn't really working.
Yeah, he said it was working fine, and now it's not.
There we go. We got him. We got it, John.
I think it worked. I think it actually worked. I had to move the car. What's wrong with the internet?
It's the tubes, John. You need to get nearer the tubes.
Yeah, it was very bizarre. I'm going to go into the top of the hour, and then I'll cut out because I think I'm worried about the internet again, and I feel very bad doing that because I feel like I'm interrupting the flow and making the show we do together not as good as it usually is.
You could never do that.
I mean, you don't know what I was originally planning. Yeah, I mean, you think that, but I've listened to a couple of the episodes where I'm darting in and out, and you're like, what is that guy dead? Actually, I have some flirting questions for you. I don't know if we've wrapped up that subject.
Not quite.
What is your go-to flirt positioning in that? Do you want to be the initial flirter, or do you want to be on the reaction? What is that? What's this hand gesture? I feel
don't know.
Foot on the gas, baby. It's the foot on the gas.
Keeping it clean. Wait, so sorry, what's your question?
Do you like being the one who changes it from like, how's your day, to like, looks like someone's got a big penis because he got that sandwich? Like, do you like to be the first person that begins the flirt, or do you like to be like, oh, we're flirting, and start flirting? Do you know what I'm saying? Do you prefer initiation, or do you want to be
Approach.
the reacting, approachee or approacher?
I think I would like it if guys were more forward with me. I think, but I am the more forward one. And I don't know.
You're in the UK, and those guys are difficult. Like Sadaf said that before she met me, trying to hit on British boys was like pulling teeth. It's
really boring.
Yeah.
Unless they're drunk, it's just really, really boring. Yeah.
I had a real weirdo friend. She was the first person I ever to use the term polyamorous, and she once said, "Let me tell you what flirting in London's like. You're just talking to a bunch of people that would rather show you how they jack off and buy you a fucking glass of wine." And I was like, "Show you how they jack off? What the fuck does that mean?" And then I moved to London, and as soon as I got off, I was like, I don't know what she was describing, but that's what these people are. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you're like, yeah.
Yeah. Kimmers, you're saying you miss flirting. You haven't been doing much for the past 2 years. I'm honestly the same. Like, even this today was very, very low key. Very low key. I'm kind of hoping I get the opportunity to see him again.
Shona really identified with that line.
I mean, I think she's flirting with a lot of English men. I think also flowing mullet coming in with. I find chatting to girls on Instagram weird. Like, people aren't on there to be flirted with. I completely agree with that. People sliding into DMs when we have dating apps is like, that's what those are for.
There are official channels, folks. Come on now. Come on. Stop trying to jump the line.
It's really odd. Yeah. But the thing that I think what people do is if they don't match with somebody on a dating app, they will find them on Instagram and message them, and that's like something that people do as well.
So weird.
But yeah, I think I would prefer if I encountered a bit more forwardness. How do you feel if he found out about the stream on your Insta and was watching right now? I mean, it's not out with the realm of possibility.
I mean, and all you said is that he's very handsome.
Yeah.
All I've said so far is that he's fucking beautiful.
Basically, you're like, I can see his body.
Yeah. Now, if you had to guess the taste, I was about to say such an evil, mean thing to make you do. I'm not going to do that. Always up in my photo bucket DMs. Oh, gross. Don't, John. No, I won't, Earl.
I have reached the point with this show where I'm like, if people don't like me on this show, they're probably not going to like me. So
if you can't handle me at my UTS, you don't deserve me at my GSA.
I don't know why, but I wanted in that moment. I wanted to just hear a gunshot and then just blood shoot out the right side of your head, and then just like an assassin just walk towards the camera. I got him for you. Thank you, Beauregard.
We're already selling totes, John.
Oh my God! If you can't handle me at my UTS, you can't handle me at you can't have me at my vest. That's pretty good. That is pretty good.
You don't deserve me at my GSA. That's what it is.
Yeah. You don't deserve to give me a UTI.
I like that one.
I think we should sell T-shirts that just say that. You don't deserve to give me a UTI.
I was thinking about this, and I was like, the things we say when they're out of context, that could sell so big.
So much.
If we get Harry Styles wearing a T-shirt that says,
"You don't deserve to give me a
UTI,"
I like this. I'm gonna write this down.
I'm putting it on the sheet. I'm putting it in the sheet.
Oh, you're putting it on the sheet.
Cool. I got
it. Okay. Yeah. John, you have a thing to talk about. I think we've covered my flirting.
We do it. So
Okay.
yesterday was the anniversary of my bike accident,
Yes.
which I went to the spot because I just wanted to do something, because it was one of those things where near-death experiences. This was said to me by the person that went with me to the spot, which, by the way, I did not realize how much I was thinking about that all day until we started going to it, and I was like, oh my god, I'm gripped with a fear of I was like, why don't we just run and hide? But then I went and did it, and I took a photo of it, and it was one of those things where I was like, I wanted it to give me some closure, and it gave me nothing. I just stood there being like, I hate this. This feels performative, but I've committed to it. This is so bizarre. Because I was like, I'll put it on social media. That it was one of the things where I'm like, it seems like people enjoy when they it seems fun when they put that stuff on social media. And thank you so much. So many of the troggies reached out to be like, so glad you survived. That was so nice. But it was just like, I was going through
I
the whole
even
thing,
got a nice message about you surviving.
it's like that whole aspect was so nice about it, but it just felt really inorganic, and it's that thing of I love the message, I really appreciate it, but I was like, it feels really forced and odd. It was one of those things where I was like, it didn't make it be any easier that I almost died. It didn't make it it didn't feel like those feelings I now have, that it's like that. One fun interaction with an old black man, which was at a bus stop, and I was looking around, and he just went, bus don't stop here no more. And I was like, okay, cool. And when you a guy's clearly wanting to just have a chat with a stranger, and I was feeling some stuff.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, buses. And I was like, what do you want from me, brother? But yeah, it was very weird. And it was just that thing of it was just so fucking unnerving and weird. And yeah, I didn't like it, and I then felt weird leaving the post up. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I'm like, what am I supposed to do here? Oh my god, I just scanned the chat. Someone I met purely for a hookup this week made me a playlist with references we were making in the board game Foreplay. I'm so confused that he's moving back up north in a few days, but he made me a playlist and also keeps sending me cute messages.
Wow.
I want to know more about what board game Foreplay is.
I completely agree with you. That is all to say is, am I weird, or does everyone feel the way I do when they post this sort of stuff on social media? That's why I only wanted to bring this up.
I think people our age feel that way when they post that stuff on social media.
Yeah.
Young people, I can't speak for, because they grew up, that's a form of communication for them. But because for us, it's mostly a sense of promotion. Then you put something that's that sort of personal.
Yeah,
and
sincerity on social media is kind of unnerving.
Yeah.
To the point, my note was not that sincere. It was it was pretty I don't know, I called it a photo dump.
Down with the kids. I feel the same way, but I still sort of do it sometimes, and I don't really know why, but it just sort of.
This is why I brought it up. Is I think that everyone feels that everyone else is enjoying it.
Yeah.
And by the way, I'm gonna now ruin a joke, and I'm trusting that the 29 people and the people who listen to the podcast, this bit is going in my hour because it will be honed. But here is what happened that literally made me write this down, because I've been wanting a very good bit about how I feel about social media. Here's how it was. I was super stoned. On my phone, I got an Instagram alert, and it was an Instagram alert, and it was a comment, and the comment was, I can't believe this didn't happen. And it was from the woman who was dating a friend of mine, who after 7 months of marriage went on a missionary trip to the third world, and immediately started an affair with that person and broke my friend's mind. He's never recovered.
Wow.
He spent a year and a half living in a windowless basement just talking about it. Jeez. And I was like, this is why fucking social media is bull. Yeah, no wonder you didn't fucking know. Because what am I going to do? Fucking tell you about this? Why would we communicate? What the fuck? That's so fucked up. And then I was like, that's so fucked up. And then I looked again, and I was like, oh, wait. No, that's my friend's girlfriend. It's really nice of her to reach out, actually. It's really nice. And I was like, wait, what the fuck? I wrote it down. I was like, this is why social media is terrible. I was so ready to make a stand with one person, but then an even more strange person. I was like, why do I care that they wrote? You know what I mean? I was like, what are you doing? So weird.
I have weird. A lot of my friends' wives follow me on Instagram, and I think they're just being nice. It's we meet, and it's sort of how they do. And I don't follow any of them. because I feel very strange doing like.
Oh, buddy, I had someone's partner. I was really asked me why I don't follow them on social media.
Just feels
That's
uncomfortable.
amazing.
I want everyone to know I had to really change some words in that sentence, because if we had the private chat, I'd be writing out actually who it was, and it is so much more interesting.
20 questions. Ashley, start.
Not answering any of them.
Boo.
Not. I would have to answer it accurately, and it's one of those things where if let's put it this way. If I said it to the chat and you guys, you'd all be like, delete the stream, walk away.
Question 1, do they have a face? David Hoare.
Yes, they do.
Would you cut it off, and where
Do
would you
they
hang
have
it in your
two?
house?
Metaphorically, yes.
I get the thing that you mean about social media. It's really weird. I find social media really weird that way, because I do sometimes post the sincerity things and I'm a bit like, why am I doing this? And then sometimes I remove them or I archive them, and it's
I've been trying to think
it's so
about,
hard
like,
to put your finger on.
I've been, because like the ones that I enjoy the most are ones that have like a voice, and they know what this account is. It's not
I
just
completely
whatever
agree.
weird thought they have. It's just this is what I do with my Twitter, and I like that. And I've honestly been thinking of starting a second account that's me just being like, here's just random things that I'm thinking, and I'm either mad or I'm happy about it, and that's fine. And here's one where it's just things like a serial killer that says boop every time he stabs someone. That's just like, and I'm thinking like, just because it feels, I was looking through my Twitter feed the other day and I was like, these are the tweets of a schizophrenic. This is true all over the place. This is
I have to disagree with you, Chris. I think that's everyone's social media, because all of our social
I think
media.
it's everyone, yeah.
I just want to quickly do this. Is your friend doing better these days? He is doing so much better. He is doing.
Okay.
Yay.
You know what? Watching that person deal with that situation, that was someone, I think, who was trying to live their life for a lot of other people. And they wanted a very specific stuff from their life. And that situation led them eventually to go, this is what makes me happy. It's not what other people would consider happiness, but I don't give a fuck. And I truly credit it, because it's one of those things where that's one of those things where that's bravery as an adult. And no one talks about what being brave as an adult is people literally think you're a bag of shit. And like, it's not doing anything bad, but like they so disagree with what you're doing and just being like, I don't agree with what you're doing, but we're doing two different things.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Yeah, it's just living your life. That's the hardest thing to do. Teenagers talk about it all the time. I'm going to be whatever I want to be. Yeah, because you're a teenager. No one cares. No one's paying attention.
Yeah.
You do whatever you want. Zero consequences. You're 40 and you have kids and you're living your life. God damn, that's awesome.
Oh my God. What I like, by the way, is my favorite type of person is the person, and it's always a guy. A guy who is not living the life he wanted to live, but really, really needs you to change some stuff in your life. That's my favorite type of person, where you just want to be like,
there's women like that too. There's women like that too.
That's called the PTA, John.
I'm aware.
Teacher Association.
But the women that have it, there is a thin veneer of self-awareness. I've had it done by women, and they will quickly be like, I know I shouldn't be saying this, bud. Like I have been told by guys who like gave their wife herpes because they cheated on their wife so aggressively. That was said to that specific guy for 20 minutes was like, you didn't bring your notebook into the comedy club? Really? And it was like, I thought we were professionals, and all I wanted to do was like, you're not allowed to work at half the comedy clubs in Canada because you keep showing your dick to the wait staff. You will never get who it is.
Really? It's because I haven't heard them, or because I'd be surprised?
You haven't heard of them.
Okay, yeah. There's a lot of Canadian headliners like that. Yeah.
And technically, by the way, when I say showed dick, it was had a bunch of sex with all the different
not
wait
creepy.
staff. It was not. It's it was creepy in the like he's one of those fuck guys.
No,
You know what I mean?
he's a fuck boy, but he's not a creep. A creep is a different thing.
Correct.
You can be an arsehole and
Yeah,
not a creep.
he's a fuck boy asshole who had a, you know,
Yeah, you can be an
and
absolute
life.
arsehole with consent.
completely. That's exactly what it was, and it was just one of those things where it's like, you're not better than me because you brought a fucking Hilroy from the car, prick face. Like,
Man.
yeah, like you know that behavior is one of the ones where I'm always like, I'm not judging you, and that's giving me a headache. Why the fuck do you think you can judge me?
Yeah. I'm
putting not judging you is giving me a headache on the list.
Yeah, that's good. I feel like I have experienced those women though. It's so much more depressing.
I also think
because-
those women are really going to focus in on you should have a baby, and you can't do that to a man because I can do it anytime. That's
they
right,
focus
world.
in on why aren't you in a relationship, and I think I'm starting to get to this place now where I'm going to start facing this with women of being like, well, why aren't you married, or why don't you want to have kids and stuff, and I'm like, but I think that's the way it manifests in women for sure.
Are you good at seeing what their weakness is and then exploiting it? Because you could really ruin some lives there with a nice.
I was about to get out of here.
I probably could. I have a few in mind, and I'm like, yeah, I know that weakness. Yeah, there's the pressure point.
I don't know what was said to. This was when I was like a kid. Someone was at our house, like my mom was on the student, like the PTA. Someone said something to my mom in like that realm. I don't remember what it was or like what it was, but like my mom has a fucking stare that will remove the paint from a wall, and I'll never forget. She just went, "It's because I'm busy doing other things," and I don't know what she was responding to, but the way she said it, the person went, "I had no idea, and I'm very sorry," and completely backtrack. And I was like, I need her to show me how to say that to people so that works, because I have never seen anyone hear those. Like, you had to say that in a way to make them that scared. That was not because of what you said, and never been able to figure. Oh man, I am picturing the woman she said that to. Oh. Shona Bear is really bringing it in the comments section today. For the podcast listeners, welcome podcast listeners. Oh God, I just stood up quickly after pissing, and now I have pissy dribble PJs.
We've all had pissy dribble PJs. We have all had that.
Yeah.
That's the basis of the Harper Valley PTA song. High five your mom. Well done, guys. As someone who has had the pleasure of meeting my mom, you know, she's a great lady, but not to be trifled with.
Yeah, there's a lot of I question your commitment to sparkle motion going on with moms, you know?
Oh yeah. What are you guys doing for the rest of the day?
Fucking nothing, bro. I'm gonna go for a walk. I'm gonna look at sailboats.
I mean, I gotta tell you, Chris recently messaged both Ashley and I with I've had an extremely lazy day, and I'm like, I assume that means you didn't move. Like you were just in silence.
I had podcasts on occasionally, and then the rest of the time I just laid there. I didn't physically get out of my bed until 25 minutes before the podcast started.
Oh.
You are exactly. That's exactly what I was expecting. Like I was.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah. Yeah, because Chris actually was studied by medicine, because there was a year in the middle 2000s where he got his heart rate below dead. Still alive though.
Yeah. I'm like a monk.
He was just so. He was he was bartending at the time. He was just so serene. He was legally dead from 2004 to 2005.
Wow.
That's fucking dope, man. I can't recommend doing nothing enough. If you can get good at like doing a lot of things and also at doing nothing, buddy, life is sweet.
I really like having a lot of time. Like, it bothers me that society has created this 40-hour work week thing to just pay rent.
To be fair, that was an improvement.
Yeah, unfortunately, the thing with the 40-hour
That was
work
them
week.
reining it in big time.
Yeah, the 40-hour work
Yeah.
week replaced "Do what I say or I'll kill your fucking family." Why do you have my
Yes,
family?
yeah,
I
yeah,
don't know.
yeah.
They're dead. I
That's
already
fair.
killed them. I don't know. Yeah,
I get that it's an improvement, but I still think it's so much of your life.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I
We're
don't. I
seeing,
have never.
seeing a lot of improvement though. A lot of 40 weeks on the come up in different countries.
I
A lot of pick
you
your own
can't-
hours.
You can't find the clip anywhere actually, but there's a clip somewhere of this piece of shit Steven Crowder does these things called "Change My Mind," and where he goes to a college campus and bullies first-year college students into arguing them over something like completely baity and shitty.
Yeah.
And one of them, he had one which was, "What has a labor union ever done that's good?" And someone just sits down and goes, "Gave us the weekend. Go ahead." And the guy, and he went, and he went, "The weekend would not exist. Go ahead." And he was like, that, and he goes, no, go ahead. And he goes, "All right, you win."
Yeah.
And never posted it. And like, it has like been ripped off of the thing, but it's like and I was like, oh, that's so good. It's my favorite. Like, labor unions are terrible. They gave us a weekend and stopped kids working in mines. Yeah. What terrible organizations the unions are.
Yeah.
Also reined in the creation of trillionaires. It's weird how since the 80s and we crushed all the unions, that income inequality skyrocketed. I don't understand how it happened.
Chris, if you keep making so much sense, I'll have to kill you.
All right, fair enough. I want to die as I lived, like this.
I like that guy. How much energy do I have on my phone? Oh, interesting. I'm at 12%.
Oh, you should go.
Oh, yeah, shut it down, bud.
Chris and I will wrap it up.
I really appreciate you guys wrapping up. To all the trolleys who did reach out, I thank you again. I hope my point about social
We're
media
all
does
so
not...
glad you didn't die a year ago.
I'm also very happy I wasn't murdered a year ago. I enjoy doing nothing. 2 minutes later, complain about history later. I want to die as I lived. Exactly.
There's
Doing
a lot
nothing.
going on about this.
Yeah.
This is why I need to curate my Twitter feed, because it's too much.
Also, I've been reading about how to encourage more audience retention. Our audience metrics are going up as they have been. I really appreciate it. For anyone, I'm going to go and let these guys do the rest of the show. For any and all of you that are telling friends about this show, we really appreciate it. More people are listening and watching.
Yeah.
It's really
We're
appreciated.
doing well.
It's insane.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where it's really slow
build. Yeah.
But it's one of those ones where I'm going, it's not affecting any. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like it's exactly what we want it to be, which is very weird.
And it's just nice, gradual. Like, we've got a nice core. You guys come and watch us 5 days a week, which is nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Some of you listen to those. You listen to the Patreon episodes, and then just gradually we just add.
It's very nice.
More, just a few more.
Slow
adding to the fold.
It's good.
Yeah, nothing crazy, nothing weird. Just the three of us becoming independently wealthy within the next 18 months.
Yeah.
Where I will take all of your thumbs. Which one of us do you think would deal with fame the best and the worst? The best and the worst are both going to be Chris. No, it's going to be Chris both, best and worst.
Both Chris.
It's both Chris. Because you will be totally fine, but there will be you will do one thing where it's like the one day you go off the rails will be wild.
Insane.
It'll be like, where's Chris? And then you just see 8 fire trucks heading towards a KFC, and you're like, I don't know, but I think he's that way. And I would like to see
I'm standing in front of it.
Yeah. But for some reason, you have your dick caught in a toilet, and all the employees are dead. They're like, did you kill them? And you're like, I know how it seems like I killed them. It was the vibe. And then a guy walks out of the KFC with the vibe spray paint. It's like, I found this guy. I'm the curator. He's the vibe. So you're like, no.
This just came in from Earl Grey's Chris the best, John the worst, Ashley the most appropriately.
Yeah, I like this. I'm coming in from LA May. You've succeeded. Definitely weird. Enjoying Tom, in no way leaving. His phone is going to die, is going to Tom Tuck on him. What does that mean? Drop and then I won't be able to turn it off? That would be amazing.
Oh, interesting. From Yes Meatballs, worst is John. He'd go full TJ Miller, but without the Me Too stuff. He'd somehow come up with new ways to offend society.
You know what? Yes,
TJ Miller's not Me Too, is he?
Oh,
yes. Yes and no.
I will explain. He did like he was a fucking asshole shithead frat boy in college, is I think what happened. I'm not, but then he was such a cunt on the set of Silicon Valley, like such a cunt.
Right.
And he was called out by
Damn
Alice Wetterland, who played the female programmer that they brought in.
Okay.
And like she called him out and was just like, he's a dick, and they all fucking just let him be a dick. It's annoying to work there. Like she was very like, it was very measured of like, yeah, he's a fucking asshole bully, fuck him. And then he went crazy, and she was like, see, I fucking told you. Also, Thomas Middleditch is a sexual fucking pervert. And then he got like outed for doing a bunch of fucked up shit. And how I will always respect her is so many people are like, I'm just happy the truth is out. And when Thomas Middleditch got fucking outed for being a cock, her response was, see, I told you he wasn't a nice man who lived in a clock. Now everyone fuck off. I was just like, yeah, sometimes it's okay to just not let the anger go.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to leave. I love you all. I'll see you tomorrow. Ashley,
have great shows, bud.
See you next week. Chris, see you tomorrow. Bye.
See you tomorrow. So what do we do?
I don't know. What do we do without John tonight?
I don't know. Do you want to pick guests? I've got some cool people that want to come on the show. I've got one of them is my friend Kenny. I want him to come on. It's a shame you won't meet him. You'd like Kenny. He's a good guy. Not an entertainment at all. Just my closest friend.
Just Kenny. Oh, yeah. Great. Oh, I love that. Is this lined up for the next 3 nights?
Yeah, I'm trying to pick people. So Max White's interested. Jordan Robson Kramer's going to come on. And maybe my buddy Kenny, if I can get him on. I fucking love
That's
him.
Fun.
Yeah.
I don't think I know Max.
He's been on before, but he might have been here when you weren't.
He might
here.
have been a stunt Ashley again.
Yeah, he's a New York comic who is also a mountain guide now. That's what he did with his COVID, is he went out to the mountains and learned like first aid and avalanche.
I definitely missed him.
Dude's awesome. He's the fucking
That's
best.
Cool.
Very, very cool guy. One of the few people that I know that everyone that meets him is like, who is this guy? Like everyone's just drawn to him. There's a magic about him. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That sounds great. I hate missing the show. We do need to do a Patreon games night. We are going to be better.
Well, hopefully. I mean, John's going to Australia for a month. We're doing our best. Running really a 5-day-a-week stream is
really
a
lot.
It's a lot.
It's really a lot. It's really a lot.
We love doing it, but it makes doing the extra stuff harder.
Difficult. Yeah, it's really, really tricky. Just time-wise, we're on 3 different time zones. We all have different shit starting to happen in our lives as well, and it is a lot. But we also love it. I love doing this show.
Yeah, me too. Yeah,
it's just great. Yeah, it's really, really nice and fun, and I like the idea of it growing. It might change a little bit along the way, but I think that's kind of fun. And
I'm sure it'll adapt, Yeah. It already has. It's so different in a lot of ways from how it began, even though it's still just people talking absolute nonsense. Yeah. It's still like a different show. We occasionally go, but we've generally not run out of anything to talk about. And I think that's pretty amazing. We occasionally come up with something a little bit fun for the Patreon, but besides that, we don't really plan anything that we do, which is gas. And maybe it's terrible, but 29 people disagree with that right now. So, or maybe they're hate watching, in which case we still win. That's so funny. So funny. Cameron's saying we could just do it just one show. Just instead of a chat show, do a game show, which is a fair thing. We don't have to do an extra one for the gaming stream. We can just do it and bring on the patrons. And because of I really want to get this new platform going. I really want to do that. Yeah. I think it looks really good. So we're going to look into that.
Yeah, we're giving that a try for the next Patreon episode, which we're hoping to try and do ASAP. We're going to trial run a different platform, which we might use for this going forward.
Which actually, what's it called? Rapid something?
I don't remember. I don't think I looked at it. I just trusted your judgment.
It looks really good. It looks like StreamYard Plus.
Cool.
Where is it? Oh no, Riverside.fm. If anyone's used Riverside or knows anyone that uses Riverside, let us know.
Did anybody else that might be listening? Every single time I hear the word Riverside, and it can refer to so many things. Like there's cafes and restaurants and bars called Riverside Cafe or whatever. There's places called Riverside.
Mm-hmm.
But my brain will still go do 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 do.
I have no idea what that song is. I'd never heard that song in my life.
That's insane. I'm gonna send you it so that you listen to the right thing, and we want to see your live reaction right now because it's such a stupid song.
What on earth?
And I think
Is it a theme song?
Shona Bear has got it. I think she said motherfuckers. That I think, yeah, that's what that was referencing. Let me just bring up I want to make sure I get the right thing.
Okay.
If you're listening on the podcast or in the chat and you want to listen to the thing to see what we're talking about, let me just make sure I have it.
Oh, Andy knows what it is. Flowing Mullet knows what it is. You're at Residential Vibes. It's supposed to be like a British Isles thing because I have no fucking idea.
Okay, I've got it. I'm going to put the link in the Discord as well for everybody who might want to listen to it. But Chris, no, this doesn't count as a private chat because I'm just sending you a link.
I'll just put it in the chat because you can do that on StreamYard here.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. But
yeah,
I'm going
chuck it
to
in there
pop
so
it
people can
into the Discord as well for anybody who might be listening back on podcast or anything. And then I'll pop it in here.
So Sydney
Also.
Sampson. Seeing two kids in flat brim caps playing COD.
It's just iconic, this song is. Like but you have to get to the Riverside part. It's just such a noughties, like teenage disco bop.
It's a really long build-up.
It's a really long build-up.
Like I'm at 40 seconds and the song hasn't started.
Yeah.
Okay, this is stupid.
It's so stupid.
Riverside, motherfucker. And then this is
but I can't help it. Every time I see the name on a cafe or anything, my brain just does it automatically.
Yeah.
40 seconds being a long build-up. Poor Sadaf coming in from Shona Bear.
That's you know who says it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. Oh no. Destination men. Yeah.
I hate that. Don't do that. Oh, no. I hate that so much.
Gorby. That's just for Shona. Shona's really into Mikhail Gorbachev. She finds him real hot. So that's a callback to an old stream, like an old solo stream of mine.
Wow.
Where I can't remember what the fuck we were doing, but I just kept moaning, "Oh, Gorby." That's just for Shona.
Yeah, that's an in joke. Yeah, my brain just does that with Riverside.
Funny.
I forget why we even mentioned. Oh, Riverside was the name of the streaming platform.
Yes.
Oh man, that's gonna be in my head forever now.
How? There's nothing to it. Boop 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 boop.
It's just an earworm. That's all that is.
Yeah.
It's just an earworm. I would like to take this moment to say fuck the Navy for caught blocking me repeatedly, but especially yesterday. Sorry, the entire Navy.
What the Navy do to you, Ida? What happened? What they do to your tall young man?
The Navy cock blocked you. I need the rest of that story.
I'm the same. Anytime Riverside is mentioned, bum 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 bum. Yeah, Ida, you gotta expand on that. I don't think I've ever been cock
We
blocked
need
by
to know that story.
a branch of the military.
What?
Oh, they made him come to work. Oh, he's a Navy man. Gotcha. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, is he getting ready to fight
see.
Russia as all
I see.
armies are? Is that what's happening?
A sea blockade over an extremely wet pussy.
You shall not pass. Yeah, is he going to war? Everybody's going to war. You excited?
Everybody's going to war.
Everybody's going to war.
We're all going to war. Look at the
Everybody's
state
going
of
to
our
war.
governments. We're going
Not
to
us,
war.
though. Not us. Well, maybe you. You're still in your 20s. Not me, 37, baby.
Oh, you're past the age of conscription.
That's right.
Damn.
I'm gonna stay home. Man, if I was
single,
single,
I could get my doctor to write me out.
Yeah, that's true. You got a lot of
I got a lot of shit.
Got a lot of shit going on. That's
yeah.
Very
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can get written
out. Be all right. I think you'll be all right.
It's okay.
Yeah.
John will get written out too. I think John would get written out. He's also the same age as you.
He's also too old. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's actually, is John 2 years younger than me?
1.
Okay.
1 year younger than you.
Yeah.
Why did I know that? You've known him for 10 years longer than me.
Yeah, but we don't. It's not pertinent information, you know?
I'm a little odd with that sort of thing. Like I pick up on birthdays quite quickly and stuff.
I wish I did. I realized the other day that I missed my friend's birthday by 2.5 weeks. And I know that because his birthday is New Year's. So it was.
Christ.
I just sent him a message yesterday being like, sorry. He hated it as well because we used to bartend together. And at midnight, whenever, because New Year's is obviously a huge night when you're bartending, making a ton of money. And it would always go, Happy New Year. And then you'd have to turn to him, look him in the eye and say, Happy birthday, because he always felt so left out.
Oh, thank you so much for the follow.
Thank you. Are you putting up the
Welcome
creepy
for the
animal? Hey.
This is our weird follow animal. Our little mascot for follows. I don't know. I pick up on birthdays and stuff kind of quickly. Like, I'm pretty sure you have only told me your birthdays once. Now, I do get them wrong from time to time, but I think your birthday is the 10th of April.
That is true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And John's is the 10th of July.
I'm not even totally sure what month yours is. I think it's November.
We did a show for it.
I remember that. I remember the balloons in the back. I remember we had a great time. No idea. But to put into context, I didn't know. I wasn't positive what day my mom's birthday was until after she died. I have no mind for birthdays. I know my brother's and my wife's. And my brother's is because it's 10 days after mine. And my wife's is because she's my wife. So you got to know that.
You got to know that.
Yeah. But everyone else, there was like, even with my parents, it was like somewhere in between. They were born 6 days apart, 11 years and 6 days. But so it was like, it's either the 7th or the 13th. And I can't remember which. And it might be the 9th. But here we are. Yeah, my brother has a 420 birthday. Yeah,
I remember dates like that quite well. I used to remember phone numbers very well as well, but this was back in the time that you would use phone numbers, as in now you save a contact, you don't like think about it again, but you used to have to dial a phone number. So I used to remember phone numbers a lot. But yeah, I'll randomly just think of a kid I went to school with and be like, oh, his birthday's on March 6th. Like,
yeah. I don't remember anyone's birthdays. I remember all of the phone numbers of my friends when I was in high school. They're all still in there for sure.
Yeah, I still remember a few of them.
I remember my address back then better than I know my address right now.
Yeah.
Like
you've only lived there for a little bit though.
That's true. But
and
even
again,
like
you're going back to a time when you remembered this stuff.
Yeah, you had to because
you had to.
You just had to know it because there was nowhere to put it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta say, I'm dumber now. And part of that is COVID. Part of that is like that there was just no input really from the world for 2
Yeah.
years. And so as a result, I'm
Yeah.
dumber than I used to be. But I honestly think that I'm dumber than I was when I was a kid. I genuinely think that.
Well, I think you are, because your brain stops learning at the same rate the older that you get. So you don't pick things up as much. And you also, knowledge becomes latent after a certain point. So you kind of forget how to, you forget how you know something. You'll sort of have like rudimentary knowledge just stored in your brain, but you won't, like, you'll remember how to do maths and spellings and stuff, but you won't remember the process of learning that. And you won't remember the process of how to like learn a new bit of maths or a new bit of language or something like that. And so it makes it more difficult to learn things.
Yeah, I don't often try to learn like actively in the way of like, I'm going to sit down and take on this skill or this new whatever. But just processing things.
Yeah.
Taking, synthesis and things like that. I am, and I think because I wasn't this dumb before COVID. I know that for a fact. I was not this stupid. But I am maybe the dumbest and weakest I've ever been.
Yeah.
It's a hell of a time to be alive.
I think I might be too. I'm not the weakest I've ever been. Yeah, but I am potentially the dumbest.
Yeah, I'm easily the dumbest and weakest I've ever been. And it's
yeah, I think I could be the dumbest I've ever been. Oh, that's terrifying.
It's crazy, right?
However, I did briefly go back to university. And I loved the little bit of study. I love a lecture. I love learning.
I miss the structure of it. I miss having someone in charge. Just a teacher or a coach, something like that.
I really, really love studying, and I know that I will go and do a master's that I want to do at some point. I'd love to get a master's in history. But I did love doing lectures. I really, really liked it. And I really liked doing online lectures.
Really?
Yeah, I really liked it. I could pause it and revisit the information and take it in better.
So mine was, I used to, I had a little handheld recorder and I recorded all my classes.
I used to do a little bit of that too.
And then on the bus back, I'd listen to it again, sort of redo my notes because I was a fucking nerd and I really wanted to learn those things. I was so invested.
I loved learning. It would take me 2.5 hours to go through a half-hour lecture because I would stop and write it down, but then I would write down my own additional understanding or knowledge of something. And then I might go and look up something to do with that. Like I will create my own footnotes to a lecture. Like I really love listening to lectures.
That's great. This is Steve Mooney's coming in saying that you should do a history podcast, and you should.
You should find a
history buddy.
It's potentially on the cards.
Dope.
That's been something I have been pitching to a body of people.
Oh.
The BBC. For 2 years now. We've been pitching this, and Boomstickery's got the other part of the clue. Yeah, myself and Mary Lane, but it's been picked up again. This week.
She made some lists. That helps. A little bit of heat. A little bit of that's great. Nice one.
Yeah.
Cool.
So who knows? Now, like I say, that's been happening for 2 years, so might not happen. But we pitch. It might eventually come true. But I'm dead keen to do more history work. I would love to do history documentaries, history podcasts. And I want to pitch articles to National Geographic and stuff.
Yeah.
I really love it. I love it so much.
People are amped. People are
Yeah.
amped.
Yeah, it would be great. It would be so good, especially because if it comes up the right way, we'd be getting proper backing. And
speaking
of
of,
fucking devil,
look at this shit. Welcome,
Wow.
you maniacs. Mary Lane, great to see you. Mary Lane, for anyone that doesn't know, incredible streamer. Once drove into a lighthouse. Yeah. Here's
we
a video.
win this time.
Like being trying so raid. Welcome to the Untitled Twitch stream with John and Chris and Ashley. Stick around and give us a follow. You are awesome.
Welcome, Raiders.
Welcome in.
You win this time.
If you didn't like that video, you should leave now. But we all know that you loved it.
Yeah.
Welcome in. What was story time tonight? I've been clean from this song for so long now. It'll be right back in my head. Yep, that's the show. That is the show.
The Curse of David Hoare. Too catchy.
It's so catchy. I love it so much.
Mm-hmm.
What happened there for me was my internet blipped just a bit as you pressed play, so it didn't cut it out. It just like made the first couple of seconds go really fast, and it was like, whoa, what's going on? You told about the magical fins and then a story, but it took me a while to get there, then finish the worst game ever.
What's the worst game ever?
The Irish Finns.
Or Finns like Finnish people?
Yeah. Is it Irish Finns or Finnish Finns?
Why do I have the word Fine Gael in my head? What is that?
Fine Gael is the Irish, that's our political party.
Oh, cool. Oh.
The ones that are potentially currently in power. What are the Irish Finns? As in the Finn cycle, Mary-Elaine. You would know the Finn cycle. Finn McCool. Yeah. Okay, it's referred to as the Finn cycle.
Oh, damn.
I should give you that book, Mary-Elaine.
Lapin Colta. This is a weird Scandi beer that I remember they said when we sold it at the bar that I worked at. This is like 17 years ago. That all the bottles, the labels were like rubbed between the legs of virgins or something weird. Is that still part of their
Does this
branding?
beer have some of that juicy pussy
juice?
Beer.
Juicy beer.
That's all that came into my mind when you said rubbed between the legs of virgins.
That's good. I'm making an impact. That's what matters. You're gradually evolving. Does any big follows? Anyone need big follows?
Oh, I need them follows. Right over here, please. I'll take them. Dibs on them this time. They're mine. You got them last time, man.
That's true.
You lose your virginity, you lose your job.
Feel free to give us a follow, by the way, Raiders. Welcome in. We're the Untitled Twitch stream. Normally there's John.
Yeah, give us a follow. We have a really creepy mascot for followers that John made up for today.
Yeah, he put it into an AI. Have you seen those AI pictures where it's just constantly zooming in? Like it just zooms in on a detail and that becomes a new painting, and then it zooms in on another one that becomes a new
crazy.
Painting. It's really it's kind of an amazing and weirdly pointless use for it. I kind of like it.
So give us a follow if you want to do that. If you want to see the creepy mascot.
Give us a subscription.
I don't
John
like it at all.
is normally here. Me neither. It's got to go. That's a wrap.
It's got to go. We will not be bringing that into the new platform. Looks like if Android's got cancer. Oh no. There we go. So be it. 66. Thank you. Yeah, welcome to the Troggies.
Welcome to the Troggies. Thank you so much for the follow. Here's a creepy picture. Where is it? He put it in such a weird place.
There. It's gonna be right there.
Why is it right at the bottom? There we go. Look at that. That's an AI generated. Weird. He put in the word follow, and this is what follows you. And after following it's
going to follow you in your dreams.
Follow you.
It's going to follow you in your dreams. That is the follower. Oh dear.
Oh dear, indeed. Oh man, I feel bad that
the follow creature doesn't seem to have a face. No, I think all of those little facial markings are just loads of little assholes.
Oh no.
Like, that's what that looks like to me. You know, like cat buttholes.
I know of them, yeah.
That's what
Cats-
that's what it looks like. That's what the
cats are
eyes
very
look
proud of them.
like.
Yeah, John started adding things in here, and I don't think
He's
he's
just
thought some
having a
of them
bit of
through.
a time in the branding.
Yeah, not sure about this one. Not convinced. Don't know where it
Don't
came
even know
from.
why that's there. It's just
This was
because
a
we don't.
stretch. This was a stretch.
That
at
was a
best.
stretch.
Not like this guy. This guy's fucking solid. He's
That guy's solid.
established.
That guy is canon at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. But this fucking thing, Jesus.
Is that a tongue or a platypus tail or like what? Look at the face. That looks like an asshole.
I guess it kind of does, but I see
It looks like
it
a
looks
cat's butthole.
to me it looks like a snowy owl screaming at me.
How many legs does this thing have?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 minimum, and there's some at the back. There's definitely a couple
There's
more at the back
definitely
that you
some
can't
at
see
the
due to
back.
perspective.
It looks like a roadkill ferret.
Tiger,
You think
I
those
think
are teats? Now I hate it more.
What if he's really nice and we're just judging? Wouldn't that be rude if we find out that this guy, Yes Meatball says that guy would calmly intervene in a bar argument and pick the right side? I think he means thumbs up guy, but I'm taking it to mean this dude.
I don't like it.
Yeah, it's full nightmare stuff. But I guess he put in follows, and you're rarely followed by something that's like wonderful. It's never. It's always like a creepy act. Have you ever been followed and been like, "Oh, good," like by a trail of ducklings or something?
I love when you see little ducks. I love ducklings. Have you ever been followed?
In a nice way. In a nice way. That's so funny, Floyd Muller.
I've had
this
dogs
is the creature
follow
people
me,
milk on
and I
Tuesday
love
for.
it. I like when dogs follow me.
Hmm.
I had a penguin follow me once in a zoo.
Nice.
A penguin was behind the glass,
Yeah.
but for some reason he just got really obsessed. Now this was what I figured at the time, but it seemed to be like the strap of my handbag, which didn't look like anything in particular. It was a brown bag. It wasn't like bright pink or something. That was not. But it was behind glass, but the glass was underwater at that part as well. There was other little bits where they were on land, but this part he was under the water. But I would like move around the windows and he would just follow me. But then if I put my handle of my handbag up, he would follow it like around the glass as well. And I was just like, what? Like what are you doing, man? Why? I couldn't figure it out. And he just followed me.
Nice.
So that was cute.
I get followed by the eyes of babies a lot. Babies are fascinated with me.
Yeah, I can see that.
They stare. They're just what?
I can totally see babies staring at you.
Yeah.
I get kids like me quite a bit. And I remember when one of my closer friends I grew up with, her brother and sister have loads of kids now. And anytime I go around, I just like click with these kids, and she's just like, kids just naturally like you. Why? How do you do that? Because she will like hold the child out here, and she's just like, I don't really know what to do with this.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I've always taken to kids quite well.
Kids are like anyone. They respect confidence. If you're just like, I'm cool, they'll be cool. That's
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do get the kids thing, and I love when I'm in a restaurant or something and a kid is looking at you and you just start like entertaining it, and the parents are just like, what is our child looking at? I don't know. I love watching kids in restaurants. I remember watching a kid once and they were playing with like the milk jug on the table.
Yeah.
And the mother, I think it was like the mother and maybe the grandmother were there. And the grandmother's like, you know how sometimes they overestimate how little their child is going to fuck it up.
Okay. Yeah.
they didn't see anything wrong with the kid playing with the milk jug, but
Yeah.
the kid was just holding it and then went to hand it to the grandmother. And the grandmother's about to just go, "Oh, thank you for giving me that." The kid just tops it over her.
Perfect.
And it's just one of those things where it's just like it's not even the best story or anything. But when you're watching it,
Yeah, and we can all
it
picture
just
it.
tickles you. Yeah, it
And the
just tickles you
dedication on the
so
kid's
much.
face. I remember one of my nieces was like a year and a half maybe, and someone gave her a knife. It was like a big family dinner. Someone just handed her a knife, and my niece just looked at it, looked at my brother, and went. Just hucked it full, like she had a cannon on her, and then my brother, idiot, such a smart guy, don't know why he was so dumb, just bends over, picks up the knife. Oh, here you go. He just looks at it again, looks at him.
I really, really enjoy when kids are silly.
Yeah. Part of me was like,
It's so funny.
If he gets a knife thrown like into him, at this point it's his fault. I can't intervene. I can't intervene. This is nature working.
Natural selection.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's so good.
Yeah, my name is just a butter knife, not like a steak knife. It's not
okay. Sure.
Still.
I think it's so funny when you have that sort of thing because, like, yeah, it doesn't make stand up. It doesn't make a great story, but you just enjoy the experience so much when you're looking at it. And it was even the grandmother's reaction was just like, yeah, of course this happened. But also, it's just when you're in a restaurant as well, you're just like, I'm really glad I was just looking at that. You know, like, because nobody else at my table saw it. And I started pissing myself laughing, and everyone else is just like, what are you laughing at? And I'm just like, you can't, like, it doesn't even matter because you've missed it.
You missed it. It's over. Sorry, champ.
Yeah. Oh dear.
Oh, what do you got? Boom's got a story here. At work, I saw a kid that was 1-to-1 care, putting his lunch in the tray trolley. His staff member said, "Put your drink on the tray." He looked at her bemused as he slowly poured the remaining juice onto the tray. The staff member just sighed and said, "Yeah, that's on me."
I love it when kids are so, like, blunt.
Just literal.
It's so funny.
I love this. Steve Mooney says, my son used to look me in the eye and slowly drop food he didn't want to eat on the floor. That's just such a beautiful threat. Carrots? Really, Steve? Carrots?
I really do.
Did your parents try to get you to eat carrots by enticing you with having the vision of a rabbit?
Yes. Have you ever seen a rabbit wearing glasses?
What the hell kind of selling point is that?
It's so weird. I think Bugs Bunny is to blame.
It's so they told us, it was like, oh, rabbits have great night vision. I was like, are you sure? Because I'm pretty sure they're known to be victims. They're basically just straight victims.
Yeah.
It's all murder.
It's the weirdest thing, but yeah. Have you ever seen a rabbit wearing glasses?
No, but I've never seen a rabbit administer an eye test either. So how about that?
Right? It's so odd.
How many blurry visioned rabbits are going around?
I was such an asshole. I was such an asshole kid for 3 years. For 3 years. I refused to eat anything other than fish fingers and chips.
Wow. Yeah.
3 years.
Yeah, my brother was like that. Cheese pizza, hot dog.
Oh my God. And
did you have sauce or all dry?
Probably all dry, to be honest.
Oh, crazy. Crazy.
I
No wonder
no,
your body gave up on
my
you.
mother was so like she's always been dead healthy and everything, so she would make like salmon fish fingers or like get different fish and make the fish and chips. It wasn't just out of a box. So that I was definitely still eating healthily.
Okay, yeah,
But
it's like Captain
but
Birds.
that was just the only format of food I would tolerate for 3 years. Now
Wild.
this is between the age of like 18 months and 4. You know, I was very, very little. But yeah, just really, really silly.
I remember when like my parents managed to take us to Disneyland, and I don't know how because we did not have the money for it. We all shared one hotel room while we were down there.
Mhm.
And it was very much like you could tell that they were budgeting. You know, when you're a kid and you just notice that parents are paying attention to specific things.
Yeah.
And one of the things that drove them nuts, and it ended up driving me nuts as well, was my brother would only eat cheese pizza. There was nothing else. There was nothing else that he would eat. And so there was one place in all of
Right.
Disneyland that sold cheese pizza. And so every time we had to eat, we either had to organize the day so that at lunchtime we were near the cheese pizza place,
Mhm.
or it was just like, here's a 45-minute walk with 2 small kids, and we're going to that fucking
Shit.
pizza joint.
Oh my
I was like,
God.
God
I will
damn
say
it.
I made up for it as we got older because me and my brother became the best eaters ever.
Mm,
For as in for quite young kids, we would
Mm.
eat anything.
nice.
We became really, really good at that. And then so we ended up going to Disneyland as well. And again, I don't think we did afford it. Pretty sure we're still
Yeah.
paying for it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I
But
said
yeah,
hotel. It was a motel. It was like a door on the street.
yeah,
Just
it
I think
was,
I slept in a cot. It was weird.
yeah,
So fun.
yeah. No,
Like,
this was
I
also, we went
so
in,
excited.
yeah, it was insane. We went in before kind of recession hit and stuff. So
Mm.
it was possible at that point. But my folks clocked on to the scam that is buying anything to eat in Disneyland.
hmm
And we would make lunches and bring them in every day. Like my mom was really kind of organized that way.
Nice.
But yeah, I mean, Disneyland was just amazing.
It's the best. I went back with a girlfriend when I was like 22.
Oh, I've wanted to go as an adult
We had
since.
so much fun. And she was older than me. She was like 25.
Oh,
And we had so much fun. Like as soon as we walked, and she was really cynical about it. She was because that's
It
what I'm into.
is.
That's what I'm into women is just cynical. And and
that
she
tracks.
was like, I don't know about this. I was like, I'm not kidding. You're gonna love it. And as soon as we got through the gate, she's like, I get it. I fucking get it.
It's
Like,
amazing.
yeah.
It's so I've wanted to go back ever since. And I actually have a day because Disneyland tickets never expire.
Hmm.
So we actually never used the last day on the ticket because
That's
we
awesome.
ended up going off. We ended up going to do airboat rides down in Miami in the Everglades, which was amazing. So cool. But yeah, we never used up the last day, so I still have a day ticket, which is going to be amazing. But we went at Christmas, which was just gorgeous. Yeah, we were there for Christmas, and we were there for New Year.
Oh, the fireworks display alone would have been,
exactly, which is like a bucket list thing to do. The fireworks display in the Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
It's narrated by Jiminy Cricket.
Oh yeah. That's
And
nice.
I want to say I was 10 or 11 years old and I cried.
Aw.
Like it was so beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Aw.
That's nice.
I loved it so much.
We got a lot of people here saying that they went. Boom Sticker's saying my brother and his fiance were meant to get married and honeymoon there before COVID. Oh, that would have been nice. We got a J Fred. What's good, J Fred? I haven't seen you in a while. I wanted to go to Disneyland Paris when I grew up. Yeah, absolutely. That's the only one I haven't been to. Oh, and Tokyo. There's one in Japan, right?
There's one in Tokyo, yeah.
Yeah, so I've done California and Florida.
Is there one in
First-
California?
Yeah, Disneyland is in California and it's in Anaheim, and Disney World is in Florida.
Oh,
Disney World is way bigger. Like Disneyland is basically, or at least 25 years ago, it was basically the Magic Kingdom part of Disney World.
right.
And then Disney World has the safari part.
Yeah, I mean, we did everything. We did Disneyland. We did Disney in Florida, whichever one that is. I forget now.
World, yeah.
Disney World. Yeah, so we went to Florida. We did Disney World. We did Epcot Studios. We did Universal Studios. No, it's not Epcot Studios. It's just Epcot. We did Universal. We did, what's the other one? Oh, the Busch Gardens.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And we saw the Clydesdale horses, and they were amazing.
Oh, cool.
They were amazing.
Is that what Busch Gardens is known for? Clydesdales?
The
way you said it,
it's known for
like
it's known for a lot of
solid line.
things, but that's the thing that I distinctly remember because it just I was really into horses at the time, but even if you're not into horses, these are just majestic. They are huge.
I remember that from going to that stud farm when we were all hungover and 23 and boys, and none of us gave a shit about horses. And then they walked a couple of these champs out, and we're like, "All right, fair enough. That's amazing. They're
pretty impressive creatures."
California Adventure didn't exist when I went, so we went to Knott's Berry Farm, which was all roller coasters, which I hated. So I just didn't do shit. But I did meet Joe Carter, who was a childhood hero, and I got his autograph. So that was pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, we did Series, so.
Oh,
dude rocks.
we did the Jurassic Park ride in Universal Studios.
So good. I think we were there the year that came out.
It was insane, and we did not know about the drop. We didn't know about it.
That's a great.
I cried.
Wasn't there a lot of climbing?
Yeah, but we just didn't clock it.
It climbs for so long.
And so we get to the end. Where do we get to the end? And the big T-Rex is there. And I freak out because I'm looking. I'm like, I don't see a track to the right. I don't see a track to the left. He starts coming down on you. I'm like, he's going to eat us.
Aww.
I was so young, and I screamed bloody murder. I also don't think I should have been allowed on because I came up off the seat. Like I was not held in properly.
Yeah.
And I freaked the fuck out. But we also did it's not there anymore because I believe it's politically incorrect. The Brer Rabbit one also has the Splash Mountain. Yeah.
Well, the ride's still there, but I think they've changed the inside.
They've changed the theme.
Yeah, because Brer Rabbit was pretty racist, but that ride was sick. Like we did that dozens of times. That was one of my favorites. That's the one where it stopped. Did I tell you that about we were on it? My brother was 7, I was 10. So it was my mom, my brother, and I, and it just stopped on the climb. So we're like, and not like down the climb, right at the top. We're about 4 feet from going over, and the whole ride just shut down. And we're sitting there, and my brother just starts squirming because he has to piss. He has to piss so bad. We're there for 10 minutes, and he's at that point, when kids have to pee, and it's like he's on the verge of tears, like he can't go, and he doesn't know what to do. And out of literally nowhere, a little person appeared next to the ride and was like, "Are you okay?" to my little brother, and my mom was like, "He really has to pee," and he was like, "Don't worry about it. I'll take him down, and you can meet him at the end of the ride." And so my brother got escorted by a little person through the back, like machinations.
That's really cool. But also, your mother should not have sent your child off with a stranger.
It was the 90s. He worked for Disneyland. Everybody's just like, he'll be fine.
Now it's like, you shouldn't do that.
For sure. But it was
that's so cool, though.
Cool, yeah. And he was pretty delighted, and we'd already ridden it a bunch of times, so it's not like he was like worried about missing out. So he got to see. I was jealous of him. I want to see.
That's so cool. Yeah. That's great.
We had that, and then we did Space Mountain once when I went with my girlfriend, and
I did Space Mountain in Paris, so I went to the one in Paris as well.
5 times without getting off. Don't know what it was. but we were just sitting there, and as we came into the part to get off, the person at the controls was just like, "Run it again!"
Wow.
5 times through. By the 5th time, it was like, I know what this is now. But for the first 4, amazing. I assume there was like a Make-A-Wish kid that I didn't know about on there, but whatever it was, or maybe like
That's
a couple
crazy.
that just got married or something. But
Yeah,
it
maybe.
it was pretty fun, great.
Yeah, we did a school tour to Paris when I was a kid, and the only decent part of it was that they gave us like half a day in Disneyland, and it was really fun. And we did the Haunted Mansion ride, which was really fun, and we did Space Mountain, and we did a couple of other things. It was great. One of my favorite rides that we did in Florida was the Popeye Adventure one.
I don't know.
And you got absolutely drenched. It was a water ride.
Yeah. No, he's a sailor man.
It was like a big water raft thing that spinned around, but it was such a cool ride. It was amazing. There's some just amazing. It's so good. I really want to go back to Disneyland now.
Yeah, me too. Really want to go. Yeah, we drenched in creamed spinach. It went all out.
We saw the Muppets
chefs.
3D in Universal.
So fun.
So fun.
So fun. Also, Earl was asking
was my
about
first
the Back
time
to the
seeing-
Future ride.
Oh,
Back to the Future ride was amazing. Absolutely loved it.
I never
We
went
rode
on
it.
that one.
We rode it all the time, and there was no line.
I don't think it was
so
there.
We just cycled it. We do it like 5
I don't
times in a row.
think it was there for me.
It was also, it's like similar to the ET one, where you sort of come up in a thing, and there's a huge
I didn't do that one
screen.
either.
It's pretty great.
Hang on, maybe no. I did go and see. We went to see an Indiana Jones show, but it was a show. It wasn't a ride, and it was this big like water show thing. So there was like projectors of shows onto a waterfall.
Oh, cool.
And it was really cool. And we also saw Fantasmic, which was the Fantasia musical show thing, the live show thing, which was cool. And there was so much.
It's a magic. It truly is magical. Like they nailed it. And you go,
yeah.
It was like, it's weird because it's like, obviously he was like a Nazi sympathizer and a fucking monster. And but
he didn't create it all though. Like he started it, but he didn't create everything we know now.
No, there was a ton of artists and various mad geniuses that were involved in it. But I love that, like, it just works. I mean, the whole point of Main Street, you know, when you first walk in and it's that 1950s Main Street, was like a white power thing. Like he had a return to civility. But as soon as you walk in, you go, there's magic here. It's special. There's magic. And I don't know how they did it, but there's something very special about it. It's pretty remarkable.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of comments in here, and we should probably wrap this up soon. We're hitting 2 hours.
We should. Yeah, I really have to pee and I really want to go to sleep.
There's a couple here. Excuse me. So Andy said, I won't go back to Disney World.
I'm
What?
Chastising your belch.
Oh, I said excuse me, didn't I?
You did, but I just went Christopher Betts.
Yeah. I won't go back to Disney World because they have done a Toy Story Land, and I am a big fan of Toy Story. But then why won't you go back? Wouldn't you want to go?
I'm sure it's amazing.
I'm sure it's incredible. Yeah. We were halfway around. Oh, this is Space Mountain. We were halfway around Space Mountain when one of the guys we had met decided to announce that they were epileptic in the middle of all the flashing lights. Jesus.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
You better close your eyes, you dickbag.
Oh my days.
Ada, this is a fact. No one dies on Disney property. Technically, the bodies are always found off.
Really?
Yeah.
I hate that.
Mm-hmm.
That's creepy.
Yeah, it's super fucking weird. The little person was in costume. Yes, it would have been great if he showed up in a business suit, but that would have also been like, well, what is your job? You're in a suit and you're running around inside Splash Mountain. But yeah, he was in there.
It's kind of good that they had people in and around. Like they would have had to be in costume, anybody that was in there, but it's good that there was people in and around the ride that it wasn't just a machine on a rotation where you'd get stuck and it would take them ages to come back up to you or whatever.
Yeah, and
I assume that's yeah.
And they must have had like CCTV watching, and they must know exactly what it looks like when a kid's about to piss his pants because it's Disneyland. And they were like, we can't have kids pissing all over our roller coasters because it's a nightmare. So they're like,
yeah, you would have to do a lot of cleaning.
Dave, get up there.
That's so funny.
We waited an hour and 20 minutes for Space Mountain last time, only for the ride to break down just as we got to the front of the queue. We missed the fireworks. Oh, dude.
The biggest hack for Disneyland or Disney World is fast track. You
gotta get it. You gotta get it.
You just have to get it. Yeah. Like book your time slots and just plan your day and go and look at everything while you're waiting for your times to come around. It's just the hack. Fuck queuing.
Yeah, not.
And what happens then is that as you're going around, you're like, oh well, we have a bit of time to kill. This one doesn't have a queue. Let's do this as well. Like that's what ends up happening.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. This is great. I don't know if you've done this. I used to do it on my solo streams for a little while, where you ride rides. It's like a POV of different rides on YouTube.
No,
it's pretty fun. We took some
this
very
is making
strange
me really want like a holiday. I miss when the world wasn't so shit.
Yeah, me too. That would have been pretty great. Remember that when things were better? And that's how you become right wing.
I genuinely feel quite overwhelmed with this feeling right now, and now I'm going to end the show and get into bed and cry.
Well, watch a video of a POV of Splash Mountain, and you'll cry.
That won't make me feel any better.
You'll enjoy it. You'll go, hey, and you feel it'll be like sad, racist. Oh, yeah, this is problematic. And then way, and then you're not wet, but you got the thrill. It's perfect.
You're not wet, but you got the thrill. I feel like there's a joke there. Oh, damn it. I brought us back around to that bit of the show that I just hated.
Who should we raid? We got Robotron, we got Fox, we got JJ, we got My Gun Is Huge.
Robotron, Fox, JJ, My Gun Is Huge. We haven't rated Robotron for a while. He's not always on for when we're finished.
That's very true. Robotron it is. Thank you so much for coming in, guys. If you're part of the Raiders, please do give us a follow. We'd love it. If you're already a follower, please feel free to subscribe or join our Patreon. We think you're great. Thank you so much to all our Patreon subscribers. We think you're wonderful. Say goodbye to Ashley. She's not going to be here for the rest of the week. Everybody wave. Ashley's got bigger fish to fry.
I got shit to do.
It's a fact. All right, we're going to start the raid. Here's an old lady talking about sex. Bye.
And that's all. Penis into her vagina. And that's all. And that's all. And that's called sexual intercourse. Some people call it having sex. So the man passes the sperm to the woman, and now his sperm is in her. Maybe you're wondering if